Uh, Good evening, everybody. Of course, I wasn't planning on coming on here tonight, but I wanted to uh, address the best that I could um, the murder of George Floyd and the video that we witnessed today go viral with four police officers holding him down to the floor as he's telling them that he can't breathe and basically murdering him. Um, I haven't really posted anything about it. I couldn't watch the video more than once, um, and I kind of had to pull myself off of social media because this is becoming normal to us. And as a pastor, you want to encourage prayer. You want to encourage keeping a sound mind in these times. You want to encourage people not to get upset and angry. But the reality is that there's a reason for anger. There's a reason for outrage. Uh, there's a boiling point that we're getting to if we're not careful. Um, I'm choosing my words wisely, or as best I can, because I don't want to incite anybody. I don't think I have that sort of pull anyway. But I just want you to know that um, I do care. I am concerned, um, and I just, I don't, in these moments, you don't know what to say or do because of uh, just because of it's becoming the norm now, and I know I've said that before, but it's normal to us now. So uh, I can't really give you any scriptures right now to encourage you or tell you that you shouldn't be upset or you shouldn't be angry. What I will say and encourage you to do is to use wisdom, and what I mean by that is don't allow this to boil over to where they can begin to further justify the the murder of black people, predominantly males. Um, I know people are upset. They're talking about what they want to do and what they're going to do. Here's the harsh and scary reality: we're in a position where we really can't do much. Um, Retaliation, of course, it's not godly, but it's not going to work for us. You can't retaliate against this sort of system. Um, so we have to rely on God in these moments. We have to use wisdom. We have to support one another. Um, there's so much to say. There's so many areas that I want to attack, but I just want to let you know that I care. I haven't posted, like I said, I haven't posted a lot about it because of it seems to be getting too normal. Um, the look on the cop's face when he had his knee on his neck was, like it was just very disturbing. And it's getting harder and harder for me to watch these videos, knowing that a life is being taken. So I just want to encourage you, if I can, in these moments, um, to not lose faith. Um, I know people want answers. I know people are going to say they're tired of marching and they're tired of praying, but here's the reality, and I'm going to give it to you as real as I can. Nobody's going to do nothing. We're not going to go and pick up our guns and retaliate. We're not going to do that. And I don't encourage that because I don't want to see anybody else buried. I don't want to see a mother lose her son. I don't want to see a father bury a child. So the reality is that we have to stick close to God in these moments. They're painful, they're hurtful, they're a stark reality of where we are in this world right now. But we have to remain in the faith. We have to teach our children, our young boys, and even our young women um, how to defend themselves in this country. Um, and more than ever, if this is not a stark clarion call for black people across the country to come together and support one another and watch after one another, then I don't know what else is. Um, we go weeks and weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden there's another viral video or there's another story of someone being shot in their homes because of a warrant gone wrong, or a kid jogging down the street, walking on a construction site, and then being chased and murdered on camera. So there's not really much I can bring to this conversation. I don't know what we can do. That is just the reality of it. I don't know. And a lot of pastors around the country are angry, and they don't know what to do. We're going to try to do something. We're going to stand for something. But this is a very stark reality that we're dealing with, a very difficult time. So I just want to encourage you to please, keep your head up, keep your faith in God, and don't allow these moments, don't allow these times to stop you from continuing in Him. We're called for this time, and I believe that we can make a difference if we really get together and figure out how to go about being unified, putting everything on the table, religion, politics, all of that stuff, and becoming a unified group of people that refuse to be murdered in the streets. That means that we don't videotape the murders. But again, what do? Do we step in? Do we become another victim? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. This is the reality of what we're dealing with. So I did want to speak on it a little bit. I'm very bothered by it. I'm really at a loss for words, but I care. Lightwork Church cares. And we just have to figure out a way to get through it, and we have to figure out a way to make change that's gonna stick, because the reality of it is that these police officers they're walking away with slaps on their wrists for murder, and that's the reality that these cops will get. They'll go through trial. They'll probably raise millions of dollars through a GoFundMe, and they'll ride off into the sunset while a family has to deal with the loss of their child. And I really don't know how you engage that system. So try as hard as you can to be encouraged. I know the feelings that you're feeling, the anger, the frustration, even rage. But I think it's time for us to begin to take some things a little bit more seriously than we've been taking them, and to really figure out how we are going to make a change in this country as a group. I'm not blaming black people at all. There is no blame to a lot of the things that we face in this country. What are we going to do to change what we're seeing? And that's how we have to take it, because there's not gonna, no help is coming from Capitol Hill and all of these other places. So what can we do? How can we become unified as a group of people to be sure that we don't have to continue burying our sons and our uncles and fathers? So it's just a thought, something to be prayerful about. Please keep his family in your prayers. And please be careful. be careful, because the reality of it is it could happen to anybody. It's happening all over the country right now, and that's a scary thing. So God bless you guys, man. I love you. I know that you're going through some things right now. We're all going through it as a body. If you are a person that is not black, let me be honest with you. Let me give it up to my white brothers and sisters. Use your voice correctly. When you see people of color murdered, be just as enraged, be just as boisterous, be just as frustrated as you were when Mike Vick went to jail for killing dogs. Because it seems that when animals are involved, there's almost more outrage than when a black male is murdered. When a black male is murdered, we're trying to figure out if he had a history, if he was doing, and here's the thing. A lot of these men are unarmed and even running away. But then there's no cry out from our white brothers and sisters. There's no call for justice. And that's not Christian. That's not of God. God cares about justice. So we should take into consideration, do we care about our brothers and sisters of different ethnicities and cultures equally? Are you concerned with young immigrants being stripped from their homes and from their families and being thrown in cages? I don't care what administration it was under or when it started, it's a problem. Are you concerned about black bodies being murdered by police? Are you concerned about people not being able to walk freely into their own apartment or in the park because they could be accused of being dangerous because of the color of their skin? Does that concern you? Because it should. And if you have not lifted your voice, if you have not made a statement about it, then it speaks loud and clear which side you stand on. Be clear that all of your black friends and, people you think you're cool with, when these things happen and you're silent, we notice. That goes whether you're in church, whether you're a co-worker, whatever, we notice. And if it's just not your thing, it's not your thing. But don't you dare discount how people of color feel in these moments, because it's a feeling that you can't acknowledge. You've never been in this position. So with that being said, I'm not calling for division. That's not what I'm calling for. But I want us to truly begin to think about where we stand when we see things like this. We have to stop demonizing people, because it seems like the only ones that are demonized when they die are people of color. Everybody doesn't want the same justice and equality that they say they want, especially when things like this happen. That's problematic. It's a call for all of us, not just black people, to unite, but it's a call for all of us to begin to stand against injustice together. Together. Use your voice. Use your voice. If you care about it, if you say, you know what, I can understand why they're angry. Because the reality is, I don't see white boys and girls being shot down on camera and going viral on a consistent basis every year. So this is a call for unity across the board. This is a call for people who have a diverse group of friends, to begin to empathize with those friends that you can never experience what they go through on a regular basis. And that's just the reality of where we are right now. That's how I feel about it. And if I offended anybody, oh well. So with that being said, I'm praying for the family, praying for all of you that had to watch that video and feel helpless and hopeless. Because the reality is, how do we fix it? Where do we go from here? How does this change? And we don't know. Nobody has an answer for that right now. All we can do right now is cry out. And that's okay. Because the God I serve hears cries. So I hope you guys have a great evening. But I did want to address what's been going on, and I couldn't do it earlier because I was angry. And I wouldn't have been very pastorally a couple hours ago. So God bless you guys. I hope you have a great night. Praying for all of you and praying that God is working in this situation at this time. Good night.